MIDI guitars are taking over us, real guitarists. We have the amazing Xure, which I had a privilege to review a few months ago, and now Keep Forest sent me a not-for-resale license for their new library, which is Appex, the modern trailer guitar library. So today we'll dive into looking at what this can offer to us. Let's do it! This sounds so cool. I'm Dr. Trubetskov, and I'm here to bring valuable information on recording, producing and mixing metal. So mate, please like and subscribe to not miss out valuable information. Let's go! So full disclosure, this is a not for resale license sent for me for free, so technically it is a sponsored video. However, I'm gonna share my honest and true thoughts with you so that you can make your decision on what this product is. Looking at the product page for the plugin, this Appex plugin seems to specialize in epic and cinematic kind of music, cyberpunk-like industrial guitar tone, which may be a very cool undertone for your modern guitars as well. Something in the vein of this here. Based on this trailer, I believe that this product has quite a signature sound. It doesn't quite sound like a real guitar to me, and I believe that this is not the point that the developers are trying to make with the Appex. Instead, the strong advantage of this plugin that I believe is relevant is that you have a lot of loops and pre-created patterns to choose from, and put this either for your cinematic kind of score to give that digitized modern guitar vibe, or to mirror your productions with your real guitar and MIDI guitar, so that this lifts up your sound to a different territory. Now, short example. Let's drop Appex onto this Wage War cover and see how it sounds. So, real guitars first. Let's go with a breakdown, shall we? And now let's check out the Appex. So, I have to say the following. I ran some tests beforehand and the plugin didn't sound too convincing to me in those tests, but here I believe that the sound is actually quite real, and it sounds a bit tighter than the real guitars. Let's see what happens if we run them together, though. That can serve as a very cool edge to your productions, maybe subtly lifting up and supporting your playing, as well as giving a different kind of tone to it. Let me show you how this sounds out of the box and what you can come up with by using the features of the plugin itself. So this is dry now. Which sounds really good as a DI actually. And here you can see that there is a bunch of presets which you can select from and come up with different sounds. Let's see, Metal Raging Distortion. This was the foundation of this tone. Under this Chains tab here, you can see that you can actually come up with distortion and amp sims and cab IRs as well, I believe, which sounds like this now. mix. As a blend, this gives a cool, grainy tone to the guitars and sort of widens them up a little bit. Let's keep going though. So here you can find a bunch of different effects. An EQ for your DI, which is sick. A distortion, and then this amp here. I believe that this would be an emulation of 5150 by the looks of it. Maybe not, I may be mistaken. Here you can see that there is heaps of different amps and pedals and effects that you can choose from, which is awesome. Here are the other features which may be very important to you. So obviously we have key switch articulations. Let's say we want palm mutes. All of these articulations serve their purpose, and if you spend the time programming this in, similar to how you do with bass, this will serve very well as a basis for your MIDI performance. However, the other important consideration, and probably the most important consideration here, is that there are different loops available for you. That sounds sick. Really good. So this guitar can go very low, as low as double drop C. If we dive a little bit deeper into the Appex interface, we can find two very cool features. And the first one is the Riff mode here. We disable the Riff mode, it plays just as a regular MIDI note here. If we do enable this, however, there are patterns. And you can go ahead and select all of the different riffs that exist here. So different rhythmic patterns. Which would be very useful for you to come up with some cool elements and not to think about this too hard. This is the first part that I find very attractive in this plugin. And the second part is the pre-existing loops and particularly the pulses. Let me show you what I mean here. This sounds so cool. Up elements, let's see what that is about. Sounds really cool as a hook. Motion elements. This could be super cool for a thriller kind of feel. Hybrid pulse elements. Super sick. And the riff. Sounds like gent chord elements. This is all so cool. Pulse elements low. Hybrid pulse elements mid. So look, you can see that all of this is an incredible selection of different patterns, different elements and different pulses, and you can use this accordingly in your productions. And I find this to be a standout of Appex because it has so much to inspire you to come up with something cool based on these ideas here. The only disadvantage that I can mention right now is that the plugin is CPU heavy, and I had to freeze 4 instances of the plugin in order for it to work properly in this demonstration here. That's it. So here's what you can come up with after roughly spending 30 minutes with this plugin. Let me show you. And then we hit the breakdown, which I haven't come up with yet. So I'm very excited because this didn't take me too long to construct. I just browsed through the library of those loops and riffs and created some complementing elements. Let me quickly break down this production for you. So with the guitars, have a building element at the start, a pulse, and then a build, a drone. There are a lot of similar elements in this pack, and I believe that these are super useful for cinematic kind of music, epic, action-like movie, trailers, all of that, amazing. Then we have the main riff. And this layer here, which I believe is very cool, ambiently complementing the main riff. The main riff, by the way, is sounding really sick. It does not sound like a real guitar, and that's the beauty of it. You just have to use it accordingly. In the clean section, I've added guitar melody and a complementing pad, which is Farlight, a different library. But this is a cinematic library, and both of these work so nicely together. And then for drums, I used GGD-P5 as well as Damage. These two complemented super well for this particular style. And I believe that this is just the surface that I was able to scratch a little bit. There is a lot in this plugin that you can use to your advantage for any style that requires heavy, hard-hitting, digitalized kind of guitars. And if you go ahead and program the MIDI, as well as lay your own guitars on top of it, or use sporadically for cinematic element and action moments, I believe that Appex is gonna be an absolute no-brainer for you. I wanted to mention that I enjoyed using this pack so much, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to review it. I hope that you find this video useful as well, and find the usage of this plugin should you consider it for your needs. I'm Dr. Trubetskov. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cheers.